What's up, everybody? It's Jordan, and welcome to the Sports Dude Hine Show. Today is August 12th, 2021. This video, I'm going to be doing my series, continuing it, of doing the Cincinnati Bengals Madden simulation. This is a Week 7 matchup between the Baltimore Ravens. The video a couple days ago was of the Week 6 matchup against the Detroit Lions, and they were able to pull off a victory there. So we're going into this game here against the Baltimore Ravens. They are 5-1 on the season. Their only loss coming against the Green Bay Packers. Able to get wins against the Bears, Vikings, Steelers, Jaguars, and Lions. So let's go ahead and get started with this video here. I really feel like this is going to be one of the more difficult games of their schedule. I feel like the Bengals are capable of making it competitive against Baltimore, but I just do not see them pulling off a victory here, especially in Baltimore. So we'll get ready for the kickoff here. Touchback. Start the ball off at the 25-yard line. Just tuning in, if you're new to the channel or anything, make sure to subscribe to the channel. I've had lots of content coming out. Tuesday, I was able to do an interview with former Bengal quarterback Jason Campbell. We talked about his time, with the Browns, Auburn, different things. I even talked about how the Bengals tried to convince him to come out of retirement. It's a very, very interesting story. So make sure to go check that out. I'll have a little clip of that story posted today or tomorrow. 1st and 10, Burrow unable to find, appeared to be Chase on the play. Broken up, make it 2nd and 10. And like I was saying, the Jason Campbell interview Tuesday, literally in just like an hour or so at 1 p.m. Eastern time. I'm going to be doing an episode with Tony Tucker, the Warzone Sports Network. It's at 9. Let's see here, 2nd and 10. Burrow should have thrown it away or something. Gets absolutely sacked in the play. Also, around 9 p.m. Eastern time, maybe shortly after, I'll be joined by Frank LaPlaca of Cincinnati Bengals Pod. We're going to be talking about all things, Bengals, kind of players to look into for week 1 of preseason. The whole Jesse Bates situation, with his contract, Burrow not playing. Our kind of thoughts on that. Maybe a score prediction, different things, and what kind of what to expect for a game this weekend. Completion there, but doesn't really amount to anything there. Be 4th and long here, 4th and 13 for Cincinnati. It's not a good drive at all on their opening drive. Great play there by the special teams team. A great tackle. It'll be 1st and 10. Baltimore at their own 39-yard line to go, with 4:47 to go in the first quarter. So 1st and 10 Ravens. Very quick pass there by Lamar Jackson. Throws it to Mark Andrews, I believe. A pickup of 8 yards. Taking the time down. That's what the Ravens are known for, taking time off the clock and running the ball down your throat, making the defense have a very long day. Dobbins is able to pick up the 1st down there with a carry. So 1st and 10 Ravens. 3:30 to go on the Bengals 48. Play action. Jackson scrambling. No pressure around him or anything. Pick up at 39 yards. Reminds me of that one play a couple years ago where he juked Nick Vigil. Great play there by Jackson. To be first and goal for the Baltimore Ravens. One difficult thing about the Ravens is that they're going to be they're going to be running the ball, but the fact that you still can't stop it. It's very difficult to stop. Just tuning in, make sure to subscribe to the channel and like this video. I really, really appreciate it. Lots of content coming out. Especially, today. This is already my third video recording today, and I actually have at least 2 more nice episodes to do. So pretty much a whole day of recording. Third and goal here for Baltimore, so we can maybe stop them. Great play there by Logan Wilson. It says there was a sack. Didn't really think there was a sack there, but really nice. On the stat sheet, it will show it's a sack. Great defensive stand there, making them not be able to score a touchdown. They're just going to settle for a field goal. And with Justin Tucker and being how short this kick is, it's automatic. He's going to make it. Field goal is good. The Ravens lead 3-0. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and like this video. I'd really, really appreciate it. I'm trying to push as much content as I can before the regular season starts. So, the Bengals opening drive was not good at all. It was just, I believe it was a 3 and out. The Ravens' offensive drive really took away that, Lamar Jackson run. They were really unable to do anything. It's a great defensive stand there to hold them to a field goal instead of a touchdown. So 1st and 10 Bengals going to start off at the 25-yard line. Hopefully we can get something better going compared to the first drive. Burrow in shotgun has all day to throw. Starts scrambling. Able to pick up a ton of yards there. Great scramble by Burrow for a pickup of 21 yards. If you have any questions or anything like that, make sure to comment them. I'll try my best to answer. Ask them, I'll make sure to answer. There's lots of talks about Jesse Bates and what his contract situation would be like. I saw a report earlier today. Jamal Adams, him and the Seahawks are kind of looking at a deal that could maybe be around 4 for $70. So if Jamal Adams would get extended before Jesse Bates, expect Bates to be in that category, that 4 for 70, 68, something like that. That's 17 and a half a year. You know, prior to this prior to this Jamal Adams news, you're kind of maybe thinking around 15 or so. So about 2.5 million more. If the Bengals decide to top that Jamal Adams possible extension in Seattle. Second and 9 here for Cincinnati. Burrow has a clean pocket to throw, finds T. Higgins enough for a first down there. First and 10 Cincinnati at the Baltimore 42-yard line. Chase goes in motion for a fake end around, mixing with a great carry, picks up of about 18 yards in the play. Definitely helps his yards per carry there. His first carry was just for 1 yard, and with that, now he's averaging 9 yards a carry after that run there. Burrow with a clean pocket, first and 10, scrambles, able I'm able to pick up the first down. That it picks up about 6-7 yards in play. That could have been very, very bad. That's the second straight game where Burrow has slid, and he gets tackled before he's unable to successfully slide. Mixon able to pick up the first down there with a really, really nice carry. Picks up 6 yards in the play. First and 10, Mixon with another carry. Just unable to pick up a touchdown there. Really looks like for a second he kind of got in there. Two-minute warning here. Seems like a quick game so far. Especially, when you really think about it, it's not surprising it's a quick game. The Ravens run the ball down your throat, so it's going to take time off the clock. First and goal here for Cincinnati at the 1-yard line. Not a good play design there at all. Unable to find Uzama in the corner of the end zone. Personally, probably would have just ran it again. Mixon's been having a workload on this drive, getting a ton of rushing yards. This second drive here is far and away better than the first drive. The first drive, they were literally unable to do anything. The first drive ended up being 4th and 13 with a sack. On this drive, they were pretty much able to do whatever they wanted here. McPherson gets the extra point, 7-3 Bengals with 154 left in the first half. If you're new to the channel, just tuning in, make sure to subscribe and like this video. I really, really appreciate it. There's lots of content and different things. Interview Tuesday. This is like my third video I've already recorded today. It's not even noon. Have an episode coming out at 1 today with Tony Tucker of Warzone Sports Network. Have a Bengals related video coming out at around 9 p.m. tonight. So 7-3 Bengals after a 1-yard pickup for Joe Mixon. The return there, Baltimore start off at the 26-yard line. First and 10 here. Jackson all day to throw. Able to pick up a first down with his legs, something he does quite often. Joe Vacci on tackle there. A signing we've made, very underrated signing we made. He was a rookie last season from Michigan State. Jackson able to pick up a ton of yards again. 4 carries for over 100 yards. The thing with Jackson to me is if you can make Jackson throw, or if you're putting pressure on him, like if you're winning or something like that, like if you're forcing him to throw when they're down or something like that, it's nearly impossible for the Ravens to win. When the Ravens are within a one-possession game, whether they're winning or losing, they just continue to run the ball down your throat. They have it what's made. They have it where they want you. They're just going to keep on running the ball. Von Bell with a great sack there makes it 2nd and 16. Just tuning in, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. I would really, really appreciate it. Lots of, like I've kind of mentioned a couple of times, lots of content. I recently had Jason Campbell on the show Tuesday. We talked about how the Bengals tried to convince him to come out of retirement in 2015 after Andy Dalton got hurt. Lots of other things. Have a Bengals episode tonight at maybe a little bit after 9 p.m. Jackson steps back, clean pocket, able to pick up the first down in the play. I really feel like with Jackson, like kind of saying, if you make him throw, or if you put pressure on him to throw, and if you're winning by, let's say, 10 or something, odds are you're going to win, because Baltimore is not built to come up from behind. They are purposely built for, like, if they're up, even if they're tied, the way they continue nearly interception there by Jordan Evans. If the way Baltimore is, they're going to run the ball down your throat no matter what. Literally. I was literally watching a game a couple of weeks ago, and Baltimore was down by like 10 with 2 minutes left. And instead of throwing the ball like he should, Jackson scrambling. Put pressure on him to throw, and you have it made for your defense. Jackson with a major fumble there. Jordan Evans on the recovery, and a huge fumble recovery for a touchdown. That is easily one of the biggest plays easily the biggest play of the game. Honestly, probably one of the biggest game plays of the season. I mean, Baltimore, they were in scoring position, getting close to score. Evans with an amazing fumble recovery for a touchdown. All of a sudden, the Bengals are up, 10. That's a huge momentum shift right before the half. Yep, deja vu. Watching Jackson run over us. It's true. It's like, but I feel like it's not going to happen near as much this year. I'm not trying to be biased. You really look at our team, our defense is far better than it was just a year or two ago. I know last year our defense wasn't good at all, and we did not make any significant upgrades on defense, in my opinion. But the first time we played Baltimore, we held Lamar Jackson to 3 rushing yards, and if you say that, you would automatically think the team who held him to 3 rushing yards, they had a decent chance of winning. What is the fact? I believe Burrow got sacked 6 or 8 times in that game, and we lost 28-3, I believe. So, I mean, that's great when you're able to hold Jackson in check, but it's another one of those things with Baltimore's defense so great, even if Jackson can't run. If the opponent has a 3 and out, they're just going to get the ball right back again and going to continue to run the ball down your throat till they're able to. I really feel like Jackson will not be able to rush in us like he has in the past. Because really think about it, our defense last year was not good at all. We had one of the worst run defenses in the league, and I believe it was the Texans game. We made David Johnson look like he was a top 5 running back. We had Lamar Jackson 3 rushing yards, and that's before our guys who consistently were playing. That's before Davis Gaither had a decent amount of snaps. And Davis Gaither, coming out of the draft, was the best linebacker against the run. You have some other guys coming in who are very good against the run. Sam Hubbard, he was injured pretty much the whole year. He played just about every game, but you look at if you just look at his stats weren't impressive because he was playing with an injury the majority of the year. Sam Hubbard is one of the best edge rushers against the run, and that's almost a pick there. Great play there by Jordan Evans, and that's exactly what I'm saying. You're able to make Lamar Jackson throw, not pass. Odds are you're going to win. If this was real life, right now, I would have the Bengals winning. I've said it before to different people. If the Ravens are down by 10, it's nearly impossible for them to come back because they're not built to come back from behind at all. The way their offense is made is it's perfect in a way, but it's also very risky because if you have a situation like this when you're down, you have to run your offense is built to run and only run, but when you're down, when you're running, you're also taking time off the clock. So it's a very risky thing. First and 10 here for Baltimore at their own 45. Once again, Jackson, wide open, easily would have a touchdown. Easily. Overthrows his target by like 5 or 10 yards. Something else, this is not on rookie. I know the Bengals being 5-1 up to this game, so people might think it's on rookie. It's on like whatever the normal thing is, pro or whatever. Horrible decision there by Jackson, makes it 3rd and 10. finds a wide open target in the middle of the field. Pick up about 15 or 16 yards, but it won't mean anything because they have ran out of time. So halftime, the Bengals lead 14-3. But that was Rashad Bateman, a rookie receiver of Minnesota. And something else with the receivers. The Ravens have added Rashad Bateman, the wide receiver from Minnesota. They signed Sammy Watkins, and lots of people have talked about. For instance, look at the Buffalo Bills last year when they traded to get Stephon Diggs, and then look how much Josh Allen improved. Josh Allen, you look at, just for an example, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and Baker Mayfield. Out of those three, in my opinion, Josh Allen's the best, and he far and away has the most potential out of those three, and it's not even a debatable topic. Josh Allen, in my opinion, look at all the starting quarterbacks in the NFL right now, arguably has the most potential of any quarterback. His arm is amazing. I mean, he can throw 70, 80 yards. And then you bring in a top 10 wide receiver like Stephon Diggs, and, he's going to be playing much better. Rashad Bateman and Sammy Watkins, you bring them into an offense where you do not pass at all, where Jackson is not going to win a game by throwing, only rushing. That's kind of the opposite of, Josh Allen. I do not think the wide receiver moves Baltimore has made is going to help them nearly as much as what anybody expects. And it's not even like Rashad Bateman. If he was drafted by any other team, I feel like he would have a terrific NFL career. But the fact that he was drafted by the Ravens, where basically it seems like wide receivers go to die. I mean, they've not had any top receivers in forever. They had Anquan Bolden years ago. They had Steve Smith for, a couple years. But it's not like they were molded and brought up in that Baltimore system. And even the Baltimore system back then is a quadrillion times different than it is now. Baltimore with a run there on first down. Picks up 12 yards. And you look at Lamar Jackson, and I was looking at the stats the other day. It's very interesting. He averages 183 passing yards a game, which is crazy to me. And I know just another run there, very nice run, but look what I was saying earlier. When they're down 10 plus, do not expect them to ever actually be passing from behind. They're always going to be rushing no matter what. And if you can stop that, you can actually stop them, and you're able to score against their defense, which is very, very tough. You have a incredibly impressive chance and high chance to win. Great sack there by Joe Bachie. Bachie's first sack of his time with the Bengals. I believe that said it was his fourth tackle of the game. I've kind of said it on some other videos, just the other day with the Lions game. I feel like Joe Bachie and Jordan Evans battling for the final linebacker spot is going to be much closer than some people think. Second and 16 here for Baltimore. Wide open pass for pickup of 7 yards. And something else, you really look at Baltimore's offense. The majority of their passing scheme plays are designed for wide open or little short routes, which at the same time, those are the easiest completions to make in the NFL, but they work quite a bit. Another sack there by the Bengals. Daniels on a sack there makes it fourth and 15. This is basically like the opposite of what happened in our first meeting last year. Our offensive line is playing great, which did not happen last year, and our defensive line is playing fantastic, which did not happen last year. Their offensive line is playing horrible, which, our first meeting, their offensive line was fantastic. If you're just tuning in, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. I would really, really appreciate it. Lots of content coming out. Literally probably 20 minutes after this video, we're doing a live episode with Tony Tucker, the Warzone Sports Network. And a Bengals episode shortly after 9 tonight, probably, with Cincy Bengals pod. Make sure to go follow him and everything. He has lots of good Bengals content. He was actually able to do a interview with Kurt Mingle and former Ohio State Buckeye Billy Price not too long ago. So it's some really, really great content. 1st and 10 Bengals with 2:33 to go in the third quarter. Mixon gets the handoff and picks up about 4 yards in the play. Mixon has 6 rushes for 42 yards and a touchdown, averaging 7 yards per carry. Second and 6 here for Cincinnati, taking time off the clock as they should be. Connection to Sample there for a pickup of 5 yards is just short of the play and will make it 3rd and 1. .31 here for Cincinnati, taking time off again, which they need to keep doing. Mixon able to find enough for a first down. Just under a minute to go in the third quarter. Burrow drops back, that was a very, very poor decision there and poor throw motion there by Burrow. Second and 10 at their own 31-yard line. Mixon picks up 5 on the play, make it 3rd and 4. They've actually scored 2 touchdowns. One was a 1-yard rushing TD by Mixon. The other was a probably 60 or 70-yard fumble recovery for a touchdown for Jordan Evans. One thing about having a lead against Baltimore, depending on what the lead is, 10 for an example. If you get a 10-point lead against Baltimore, odds are you're going to end up winning because they're not built to come back from behind at all. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to like this video and subscribe. I would really, really appreciate it. Lots of NFL content, lots of Bengals content coming out. First and 10 at their own 42-yard line. Mixon with the carry picks up about 4 yards in the play. Second and 6 here at their own 46 line with under 5:30 to go in the fourth quarter. 2nd and 6, poor decision for the throw and the play call. I feel like you gotta keep on running until you time off the clock, like you have been doing for the majority of the game. Third and 6 here at their own 46. Burrow with a completion to, I believe, Tyler Boyd. That's his first reception of the game. With these Madden sims, Boyd has been pretty much just non-existent. Not because he's not catching anything, just because, he's not getting any targets from Burrow. It's kind of interesting. I don't understand. All right, we were able to pick up 21 yards in the play. But I don't understand why we're passing. It's way too risky against a great defense like this. First and 10 with 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Mixon gets the carry, picks up about 8 yards in play. Mixon is averaging over 6 yards a carry. Second and 2 at the Baltimore 16. I don't understand why we're passing. That doesn't make any sense. I would have picked up 10 yards, but not a good play decision there at all. Another pass there under right at 2:20 to go. After this, we'll probably head into the 2-minute warning. Second and goal, 3-yard line. Attempt by Mixon, gets stopped in the play. Third and goal here, 1:56 to go at the Baltimore 4. Mixon with another rushing touchdown. In the last 2 games, that's his 5th rushing touchdown. So he's been playing really, really good on here as of lately. extra point is good. It makes it 21-3 Bengals. That just sounds weird saying, because let's be honest, this is a very, very, very unlikely to happen. Under 2 minutes ago in the fourth quarter, this is a very shocking performance by the Bengals. Burrow has honestly not done much or anything. He doesn't have a passing touchdown. He's thrown for less than 100 yards. But the fact that we still have 21 points is very, very impressive. And Mixon, I believe he's rushed for less than 100 too. But we got very, very, very lucky with that Jordan Evans fumble recovery for a touchdown. Because let's say you take that touchdown away, and all of a sudden it's 14-3. And what if the Ravens would have scored even just a field goal? It would have been 14-6, and there would have been lots of different play calls and different things, since the game would be much closer. Sack on the play by Daniels. Again, it's the second sack of the game. Second and long on the play, another short pass. If the Ravens do pass when they're far behind, it's only going to be those short little 4 or 5 yard dinky passes. Third and long for the Baltimore. Not a good play there by Baltimore at all. Fourth and long, unable to find it, and there's an interception by Jackson. That'll just about do it. Or interception by Trey Waynes. So 21-3 Bengals. Very surprising. And it's interesting because the score does not indicate. If you just look at the score 21-3, you would expect the Bengals that they did everything they want on the offense and defense. And the way they did, because we sacked Jackson probably close to as much as how many completions he had. We had an interception just then. He had a fumble that was recovered for a touchdown. But you look at offense, though. Burrow threw for less than 100. Mixon ran for less than 100. I would say we probably don't even have 175 total yards on offense. So with the soon-to-be victory, the Bengals will move to 6. And I don't understand why we are not kneeling it. It does not make any sense. Okay, perfect example. Mixon has 13 carries for 67 yards. Burrow does not have more than 80 passing yards. So really, we don't even have 150 between Mixon and Burrow. But With this victory here, the Bengals moved to 6-1 on the season. Very surprising. Is it realistic? Honestly, probably not. But this was a great game by the Bengals, offense and defense-wise. Thank you all so much for watching. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you all next time on the Sports Dude Hunt Show.